Edo State Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation don thank the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, on top the grant of 10 million wey im give them and the opportunity to serve the state. The committee talked this one when they carry waka go meet the governor on Thursday for Government House, Benin City.
We want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve the state in this capacity. And I want to also, on behalf of the committee, thank you for a grant that you gave to this committee. You gave us a grant of 10 million naira to be able to carry out the activities of this committee. We thank you very much.
The committee talk press the say,
we are here today, sir, to formally present the report of the committee, because this committee was set up with an agenda. I will call it the 7 pillars. So we have the terms of reference that we should align with. So it's a committee of 11 core members, 10 members from stakeholders, and by your permission, we were able to cooperate. We incorporated 3 other members who have specialties in their areas to contribute to the committee. Sir, this committee went to work immediately. It was set up. When we left this place on that day, we went to the Ministry of Science and Technology, and we had a Zoom meeting to kickstart the work of the committee. At that meeting, we introduced ourselves and were able to strategize and broke the committee right down to subcommittee levels. Because we have been given 7 pillars, and one of the foremost pillars was awareness and the organization of an expo. If you recall, sir, it was a maiden edition of such an expo in the state. We were able to reach out to innovators from different spheres of the state, both in public, private, and the academia. They were able to showcase their innovations. And at the end of the day, we selected the best 5 to go represent the state at the National Expo that was held in Abuja last year in March. If you recall, sir, during the stakeholders interaction, we did present to you a plaque where Edo State came second in that competition. So, in pursuance of further objectives of the committee, we went straight. I can just briefly give you a lowdown of our terms of reference and how we were able to achieve the terms of reference. One of it was to draft the Edo State policy on science, technology, and innovation as stipulated in national policy on science, technology, and innovation. Because there's no way we can do ours and abeyance without actually incorporating it into the national policy. Then we must develop a strategy to improve awareness of science, technology, and innovation at the grassroots level. That we did before the innovation fair. We were able to do a lot of jingles. I did advertisement on radio, television, and even the social media, in order to promote. And then we're now able, from that point, broke into subcommittees to handle each of the terms of reference. When I get to the presentation of the policy itself, we'll delve into that. And if you recall, sir, after the innovation fair, we also organized the stakeholders interaction. And I'm sure you were present on that day. After you did your presentation, we now left to the Edo State Production Center where we interacted with stakeholders. It was after we had collectively met with the stakeholders and got the views of the different interest groups. Then we now incorporated some of their suggestions into the body of our final policy. As the committee had done our job, because no man knows it all. So we even went to the extent of calling the welders. And what is your take? How do you think we can move your way forward in the state, and they also made their own contributions. So, sir, I'll go straight to the policy, sir. This document here, the Nigerian flag is the Edo State policy with our Edo State logo in the middle. And this is a draft, so it's also due once we present it to the government. The government finds it very useful. We can take out, and you can add, depends on what the governor and the SESCO decide. First and foremost, a presentation of this policy is in line with the national policy on science, technology, and innovation. As we know, science and technology are the bedrock of the development of modern societies. So science and technology, we know, provide the extra edge where some nations are now greater than others. It's not on the population size of the country that determines how progressive or how wealthy a nation is, but the level of science and technology. I want to congratulate you, sir, before I move further, because I can see that you are an ICT compliant governor. You have brought information, communication, and technology to the highest level in this country, and I'm sure Edo State should be one of the best states as far as ICT is concerned. I want to congratulate you on that, sir. And that's in tune with the vision you had to also set up this committee to try and see if we could also contribute our quota and see how the state can move forward as far as ICT is concerned and the application of ICT in every sphere of national life as far as Edo State is concerned. Now, the policy document was prepared with the following terms of reference. I said that already. And we had to do that. We organized symposia and conferences to bring the stakeholders, scientists, academia, captains of industry, the STI ecosystem. They were brought together at the stakeholders interaction so that we can create greater research input to promote knowledge sharing and solve some of the problems. This policy document, sir, is divided into 6 sections. We have the preamble, the vision, mission, philosophy, and specific objectives. Then we have the thematic areas that this policy will be focused on. Administration of STI, as far as Edo State is concerned. And then we also did an organogram of the Edo State Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation, which you were even faster than waiting for this committee. You had even added digital economy to it. So which means you already go beyond our thinking. So we want to congratulate you on that. Now, the thematic areas that we focused on in these policies include agriculture, information and communication technology, technical and vocational education and training, model government science colleges, energy, health, environment, industrial research and development, mines and minerals development, space research and investment, youth, sports and tourism development, works, land and housing, food, science, nutrition and technology. Each thematic area is accompanied by its policy and strategic objectives. Now, the section 4 is on science, technology, and innovation promotion by way of the establishment of the Edo State STI Park and the Edo State STI Research Council. Because the national policy did establish that there should be a research council, which will be headed by the governor as the chief executive, and then other stakeholders. We have made recommendations on the constitution of that committee when you go into the body of the policy, and then the governor can decide to either reduce or increase. We have done to the best of our ability. We have put some things on paper, which is a draft policy that we are submitting to you today, sir. And we hope this policy will assist the state in solving some of the monumental problems that abound in the state.
Edo State Governor Mr. Kontinu Obaseki come clap for the committee, sake of saying they're very happy with how they take handle the project.
We're indeed very blessed in Edo that we have people like you. And that as a government, we have a constituency around us that we can rely upon to help us fertilize the ideas that we in government have always nurtured. Policy is very important, especially as we are thinking 30 years out under our social, economic development, urban and regional plans, and ensuring that it's all anchored on science, tech, and innovation. It's important that we have this sort of inputs. But what I think is even more needed is how to begin to execute on specific action plans and transactions that will bring to light some of the policies you've enunciated here.
A constituent said the setting up of the committee don't raise the awareness nationwide, sake of say they don't bring interest on the matter of science, technology, and innovation, and say in they wait patiently for the policy where they put together, sake of saying say it go benefit the people of Edo State and put Edo State forward as a smart state.
Since we inaugurated your committee, quite a lot has happened. The rate of acceleration of science and technology innovation in the world and in our country has been at an alarming rate. I think it's like setting up your committee triggered off a certain sense of awareness nationwide. And from the fairs to the seminars, conferences that we've had, we've seen very renewed interest. So we're anxiously waiting for this policy. For instance, the World Bank has come up with a project and some funding on science and technology-related projects at the educational level, ideas, also on Tibet. So it would be very helpful to look at the report and see what you've recommended on Tibet and see how it aligns and how we can also incorporate the elements into what we currently are doing. As you know, Tibet is a foundation. I mean, you have to, on which you now begin a whole new system of getting people to think science. You want to get them to think STEM education in schools. We have also realized that our educational policy has to be retooled and realigned to emphasize science and technology. And that is currently going on. In the area of healthcare, as we decentralize healthcare to the primary healthcare centers, we need to be able to reach our people with modern knowledge, trends in providing healthcare. And as if we knew you were coming, we spent the bulk this morning receiving a presentation and taking an ESCO decision, which essentially will put Edo as in the forefront as one of, as the smartest states in the country by finalizing a transaction to now make sure that every local government in Edo State is connected via fiber before the end of this year. You can imagine how powerful it will be to just getting knowledge, science and technology to millions of Edo people in their constituencies, in their communities. So that's why I said we've been waiting, because quite a lot has been going on. And we needed a report like this to begin to tie it together.
Loretta Ojeseli, TMC TV News. No forget say na countdown to election be this. Abeg no sell your vote or PVC to any politician or political party, as it be say na your power to change we nation.